No?
No, that was the second. No, that wasn't Walt who came in. Walt was the second one who asked for the pack of cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
The first one was actually Vincent Pereira. Not Vincent Pereira, sorry, DP Dave.
DP Dave.
That was DP Dave was the first one. Because he leaves.
Yeah, Dave Klein's in this a bunch too.
Yeah.
So he had some, like, Drake ring, like,
Yeah.
what's that? Oh, Drake ring we pulled out of a dead guy.
Yeah! And he throws it.
I'll take a pack of gum instead.
Yeah.
No,
said,
he recommends the gum.
Buy this. Chuli's gum. Well, it's not the same. It's cheaper than cigarettes. And it beats this. And he hands him a picture. He's like, that's a cancer-ridden lung. And he tries to hand it back. Keep it. The kid walks out. And this is where Dante just sort of smartly just goes, if you're going to drink that coffee, I think you should take it outside. And the guy goes, no, I think I'll drink it in here. And Dante completely acquiesces and just goes, well, if you're going to drink it in here, I'd appreciate it if you didn't bother the customers. I'm sorry. Now, I was going to save this for the end, but I should have known this was going to have to happen. Now, I work... Here
comes the rage.
I'm a clerk, all right? I have been a clerk for most of my working career. And I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, when it comes to work, I am Dante. To the nth power.
You want to be Randall so bad.
Outside of work, I am Randall. You know this well. Yeah. I don't care what anyone thinks about me, and I'll say anything I fucking want.
But when you're behind that register...
When I'm behind that counter, I will do my job. However, and this has happened before... You fuck with me or my customers, you get the fuck out, and I have no problem telling you where to go and how to get there. Yeah. Every time I see Dante fucking acquiesce so many times, I just cringe, because I could never do it.
So, before we get to the mob, we do get introduced to Jay and Bob.
Yes, Jay and Silent Bob show up, and Jay gives one of his fantastic speeches. Again, could potentially be the misogynist thing, but I would think with the Jay character, everyone kind of knows he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I would assume that's
that
how that works.
Fuck this chick, I'll fuck anything that moves!
Yeah. And girls driving by. Sup, baby?
Sup, sluts?
It's clearly, yeah. And it's clearly, and this is where it came from, this is clearly a guy who has never gotten laid in his life. Which is where all of this came from, because that, not at this point, but before this point, when Kevin came up with the idea of the Jay character, Jason Mewes had never had sex.
Yeah.
And he talked about it so much, and talked about it like the Jay character had, but he'd never done it. So clearly, this is a virgin's way of speaking about it. Because he
pretends that he was sucking Bob's dick, and he's like, I'm not a...
Yeah, he's just like, I'll take you and line up 3 other guys, make like a circus seal.
Not gay, I love women!
Like, it's clearly the virgin's way of dealing with things. And then Willem pops up.
Yeah.
What you want, Grizzly Adams?
So...
That gives time to build a massive mob of humans.
And he's like, I'm just doing it. Now he's going to just say he's doing his job, you know?
Who else is doing jobs?
Nazis!
Yeah, you fucking Nazi! Well, there's 2... Okay, so in the way the scene is built, there were 2 people that were closest to the mics. It was... I think his friend Ed Hapstack and Walt Flanagan. Yeah. So you can hear them both clearly. You can't hear anyone else, but you can hear Ed Hapstack calling him a fucking Nazi. And then, Walt says I'm a fucking Nazi, and Ed at one point in time just says, smoke my big fat cock. It's the only things you can hear. Oh, it's genius.
And then... Fire extinguisher.
Yeah, smoke hits, the fire extinguisher goes, everyone's like, what the hell's going on?
Who's leading this mob? They point to the fucking Chuli's guy.
He's talking to the lead guy. He hasn't announced himself yet, and he's slowly trying to creep out, and Veronica walks up, just like, let me see some credentials.
Slowly? Like she's pointing it at him like a...
like a gun. Hands it to him, he's like, you're a Chuli's gum representative? See what, you're stirring all this anti-smoking summit to what? Sell more gum? Yeah. Get out of here! What's with you people? Go commute! Don't you have jobs?
Instead of pelting an innocent man with cigarettes.
Because at this point they were throwing cigarettes at him. And so she comes in, and Dante's sitting there rolling the cigarette in his hand. It's just like, I don't have enough dignities in my life that people start throwing cigarettes at me.
Then Walt Flanagan comes in.
Before he walks in, Walt, who was one of the guys, who was the second guy to come in. He's Walt wearing a wig, which actually was a beard, I found out today. Yeah. Was a beard that Brian O'Halloran had. That was like his, because he's a theater actor, and he had a beard, so they just stuffed the hat backwards, in the hat backwards. And he was the second guy to come in, who was part of the mob, and he just asked for a pack of cigarettes. And another thing that pisses me off, he fucking sells them to him.
You gotta make money.
No, you don't. It's not your store.
I know.
No, but... if people were pelting me with comic books, I'm not selling this asshole comic books.
Well, he sells them some smokes.
Yeah.
And then we get to the scene of them talking on the floor, so they have the whole money on the counter.
They do this thing which doesn't make any sense because it seems like everybody was trying to buy cigarettes, which are behind the counter. And he's got this whole thing set up where, please pay for your stuff, take the change where applicable,
because he says coffee and papers.
Yeah, he said at this time of day, people only buy coffee and paper.
I'm like, but the first two people we see in your store
buy cigarettes, which you have to physically grab. So I don't buy your little rationale, son.
Either way, it gets him to, you should go back to school and try to get him. She's basically trying to get him, light a fire under his ass.
And they have
that's why she's moved closer.
Yeah, and they have a whole conversation about sex, which leads into this scene coming up. And basically, she gets upset because what basically it came down to, they talk about how many people they've slept with. She says she slept with 3 people. He says he slept with 12. She gets mad, and he's just like, "What the fuck?" And what the hell's going on? And he says that he slept with 12. She doesn't say anything. She just hits him, and then gets up and she's like, "What the fuck?" And blah blah blah. And she goes, "Do you know how many I've slept with?" He goes, "Do I get to hit you after you tell me?" And she says 3, and he's like, "Oh, that's great, whatever." And then Willem pops up, played by Scott Mosier. This idiot man-child, as he's referred to, because he basically talks like this, man.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, and they have a little bit of a conversation, clearly he knows Veronica. And
he's still going to Seton
Hall, and she's like, "No, I moved into Monmouth this year because I was tired of missing him." "Oh, it's beautiful, man. Well, okay. You two lovebirds, take it easy." And he starts walking out and smacks into the fucking magazine rack on his way out. And
was that voice? Was it after Tommy Chong?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
That Cheech and Chong were the 70s.
Yeah. So my guess is that
there was probably a little bit of that because originally
originally
it was written in the script was that Willem was going to be a frat guy.
Oh, okay.
And the guy who was going to, which is basically how Walt Flanagan ended up in 5 roles and how Vincent Pereira ended up in 4 roles, and people would say they were going to show up and they never did.
Yeah.
So whoever was going to play Willem, actually no, this time not that he didn't show up, he didn't want to show up because of what happens right now.
Yeah. Oh,
where she calls him Snowball.
Why did he call him Snowball?
Well, it's a blowjob thing. Like after he's done, he likes to have it spit back into his mouth while kissing. It's called snowballing. I've never heard of this until this movie.
He requests this?
He
gets off on it.
And which apparently a friend of Kevin's did this. But this is why the guy didn't want to play Willem, because he didn't want to be known as, and I quote, the cum eater.
Yeah. I don't want to be fucking Snowball for the rest of my goddamn career. Thank you very much.
Veronica? We're about to get to why,
Yeah, her famous line.
Her famous line. So basically, so he goes, wow, Silman, which was the girl that they were talking about. Oh, Silman can be talked into anything. She's like, no, Silman didn't snowball him, I did. What?
You sucked that guy's dick?
You sucked that guy's dick, but you said you only slept with 3 different people. You didn't say him. Well, I didn't, doesn't mean I didn't just go with people. And go with in the 70s and 80s meant you just sort of fooled around with somebody. Yeah. And then he just gets angry, as you heard in the beginning, of like, well, wait, no. How many dicks have you sucked? This is important now. Because
she's basically like, yeah, but I would fool around with a bit, and then eventually
sooner or later I'd go down on him. It didn't mean anything. And then so he serves a customer while she's trying to figure out the number, and then she goes something like 36, and it's like, what does that mean, something like 36? Does that include me? I'm 37. You're 37. I'm 37. No, whatever. You heard the whole thing.
But here's the thing. She said it's her line. It's technically his line. I'm 37.
I'm 37 is his line. Yes, but but it's not that she's got.
She's the harbinger.
She is the one who did suck 37 dicks.
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks
in a row.
And then when she leaves, I'm going to class.
Yeah, it's like basically she gets all mad and just says, I was gonna get there. Again, this is a fucking hilarious movie, and it's kind of hard not to quote it.
Well, because it's all words. That's the thing.
It's one of the...
There's no action scenes except for the end.
No joke. I found a website that allows you to just download the audio track off of movies. And I downloaded
this. Movie works as a podcast.
I downloaded
Clerks
this today.
As like a radio play type podcast.
It does, because I downloaded it today, and I've been listening. I was listening to it while I was working today. Yeah. It fucking totally works. Yeah. Like, it is, again, it's just like a radio play. I'm glad I have that on my iPod. I'm going to listen to the shit out of that. Yeah. But anyway, so basically, yeah, she's just like, don't look at me like I'm the town whore, because you were plenty busy yourself. And he's trying, to his credit, he's trying to calm down. Mm-hmm. But at this point, she's so incensed because he jumped on her so hard, which is understandable. he is trying to calm down, but she's just like having none of this shit. So she just basically says, "Goodbye. I'll talk to you when you calm down." And he, of course, being the ever the classy man he is, just pulls out like, "Hey, try not to suck in your dick on the way to the parking lot." And this dude who's leaning there just fucking slowly walk. Hey, you get back here! Genius.
Enter Randall Grave.
My penultimate hero.
Comes wrangling in.
Well, no, because he doesn't necessarily.
Oh no, not yet.
Because Randall, being Randall, is an asshole.
Yep.
Walks up to the door of the video store because he sees somebody standing there. So he just starts going like, why isn't it open? It's 11:30. The guy should have been here an hour ago. God, I hate it when I can't rent videos. And the girl's just like, well, the guy's not here, but I would have gone somewhere else, but the video I wanted is right there on that wall. Well, yeah, what one? Dental school? You came for that too? I bet you $20 you don't get to rent that tape. And she's like, all right, asshole, you're on. Walks into the fucking convenience store.
Now here's my thing.
Yes. I know what you're going to ask. No, he did not let her rent it because he's Randall.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to assume this isn't the first time at this store I'm sure this woman frequents the store.
Yeah, but
you wouldn't recognize the guy?
He's not always the guy. I mean, if you talk to Kevin, who was working there at the time, there was at least 3 people.
I mean,
he was working there, Brian Johnson was working there, and then Vincent Pereira was working there. Leonardo, New Jersey.
It's a small town, I'm assuming.
You only rent once a week, and you rent on a Wednesday when Randall's not working.
Okay, well, fair enough.
It can happen.
In between there and there's an old man going.
He wants his
guy.
He's pissed off, and this is based on a real guy because Brian Johnson, who's the beard guy on Comic Book Men, is the prototype for Randall. Mm-hmm. And there was a whole story on one of Kevin's old podcasts that you unfortunately have to pay for now, where there was this dude who used to come in who just constantly gave them shit. Mm-hmm. No matter what was going on, he would just give them shit, even if, they didn't do anything wrong. He was just an asshole.
Yeah.
So this guy was clearly based on that. And so he's trying to return a video, which, when you see the stack of videos at the RST or the Quick Stop, wouldn't you just go, oh, the guy's not here, I just leave it here? But
yeah,
no,
but he
this
wants
guy
to
has
complain.
This guy has to be a dick.
In.
I've spent enough time on the other side of the counter, so I don't have patience for this shit. So the guy's just he just gets all pissed off, and they have this whole thing, which I've heard many times.
I went in there the other day, that son of a bitch was sleeping.
Oh, I'm sure he wasn't sleeping. I'm sure he was just resting his eyes. Resting his eyes? What, like he's some air traffic controller? What does that mean, resting his eyes? Like he's some air traffic controller? Well, actually, that's his nice job. Oh, keep cracking wise. That's why you're jockeying a register like this and not working some real job. Dude, if that guy wasn't there,
he said he's going to go to Big Choice Video instead.
Yeah, as if that Dante fucking cares.
The name was Wineski or whatever.
Winarski.
Yeah.
My number's 112. My name's Winarski. Make sure that son of a bitch gets that. Yeah.
But got your keys.
He forgot his keys. I've done that.
Toss that right in the trash.
Not where I am. Not where I'm working now. Yeah, honestly. It was not here. It was actually when I was working for a big chain that doesn't exist. But guy was an asshole, forgot his keys. Hmm? He don't get his keys back, and I'd already seen Clerks by that point, so...
Did you actually say,
to this day, fuck you, buddy.
Forgot your keys.
I did. Of course I did. But then, so Randall's walking by, and the guy's like, hey, you seen a set of keys around here? No time for love, Dr. Jones. Which is fucking a line asshole. From Indiana Jones. Yep. Hates Randall, and then Randall comes wrangling in, and you're late. The hell are you doing here? Yeah. Arthur fell ill. Oh.
I didn't know that.
You were here, I'd have come even later. What smells like shoe polish? Just go open the video store.
That's when he says, no time for love, Dr. Jones. Mm-hmm. Which, again, wouldn't recognize the guy.
No.
Fair enough.
Well, he don't care that Randall's there now, because he's got the stack of videos.
No, but he's just... Yeah, but my figure is... Because this guy wants to get his 2 cents, and again, you figure, you son of a bitch, you...
Maybe, but I think by that point, he's trying to find his keys so he can get to his fucking job, or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be doing. So...
Lets the woman in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's no way he let her rent it.
I don't know.
There's no fucking way. He's going to get his $20. Or maybe he made a deal of, give me the $20 and I'll still let you rent the damn thing.
Cut to Randall and Dante in the store. Mm-hmm. And Dante's telling him about talking to Caitlin, who was his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Who were you on the phone with for 2 hours yesterday? I was trying to give you a call. Why? I wanted to use your car. Were you talking to Caitlin again? No, Caitlin was talking to me. No, I'm not going to do the whole thing. Yeah. But yes, I could do the whole thing. I found that out today, and I'm actually quite disturbed by myself that I can do this entire run through all of them. It was scary.
And then a roundabout way, well, you're going to have to talk, you, Veronica, Caitlin, and Caitlin's fiance.
Yeah, well, basically,